Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Cowboy Bebop Update podcast, not anime podcasters. Switch off your microphones if that's what you want and go on another playlist. I am back here with my homie Kyo. It's 2020. It's January. We have some updates. How's it going, man?
Good. We're ready to talk about Bebop once again. And it's still,
Yes.
and somehow it's still another year away before we get to see anything else on it.
I know, right? But there's... Okay, here's what I'm going to do, Kyo. Here's what I'm going to do. I am literally going to I'm going to put this podcast series on Spotify and iTunes and everywhere, just like anime podcasters, because I feel like there's going to be many more episodes to go.
Probably.
Plus, we're going to have to cover the series once it comes out, too, right?
Yeah.
So
it would be fun if we just did like an episode analysis. That'd be cool.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
we have some things we want to recap from the last time.
Yeah, quick recap.
And then we want to, and jump into the new stuff. So do you want to quickly recap what's been going down, what we talked about on episode 3?
Yes. So last time we talked about the cast list. We got a little bit more insight into like what the production's looking like so far. We saw the casting for Ein, which I think that's a very good dog actor. I've seen his performances in multiple internet videos. I think he'll do perfectly well.
Yes, I cannot wait for the corgi to come into play.
Anyway, so yeah, cast list was released. We got to see a little bit more behind the scenes on the production, like just kind of what their general plans are for the Netflix series, and it's looking fairly promising. But now we've got some new information that came out fairly recently, I want to say. Yeah, we've been building up articles and we've been putting some stuff together to bring you guys this episode. So, Jaian, do you want to start off with the first point?
Yes. Also, obviously, the other thing to recap really quickly was the injury with John Cho
right.
and everything.
Yeah, I almost forgot. Like, it's just kind of in the back of my head, honestly. Or like, because I just saw like the video yesterday.
Yeah, fair enough. And he didn't get recast as well, which is like
that's
very good from Netflix, like the right move.
That's a surprisingly good PR move on their part.
Agree. So this YouTube video came out on a channel on IGN, and it was titled "John Cho Talks About the Upcoming Cowboy Bebop Netflix Series," and it came out January 7th. It's sitting at almost 200,000 views, so pretty popular video right there. And basically what they discussed, they sat down with John Cho, and a couple of things from this interview that blew my mind that came out. So first of all, actually the thing that blew my mind, he was asked right off the bat, are you in communications with Watanabe, the creator of the anime? Yeah. And the answer was no. Which, what? That scares me a little bit. That makes me feel like, is Watanabe, like, is his part not up yet? Like, is he not coming into play yet? Or is that far back in pre-production where we don't even have to consider Watanabe? I feel like we should consider him at every step of the way. But... like, I was taken aback by that. It gave me shades of Death Note Netflix right there. I don't know about you. What did you think when you heard that news?
Honestly, that just tells me that either like one of two things: either Watanabe hasn't either he's given, or like the rights have been given away to the studio, like, or at least film rights in a way, specifically. And or like he just is kind of just leaving it up to the filmmakers and they've already talked to him about it or something like that. Like, it could be one of the two things, but it is a little strange to think that like the creator hasn't bothered to say anything to like this to like the main lead of the show, which I do agree is a little surprising.
Like, these comments on the video too are like, based on this interview, I'm a little worried. And then the other comment goes, we did not communicate. I'm out. So, I mean, shared sentiments across the comment sections here. This is not a good thing to hear.
My only guess is that like maybe Watanabe has already talked to the actual writers and the creators on it, and has just said like, just go for it, just create your own series, and just because like if we're just getting like adaptations of the episodes, then I'm probably not going to be as interested, because like you may as well have just watched Bebop all over again, but like with a new coat of paint. So like if they're actually going to make this, I would hope that maybe they mimic a couple episodes, and just like create a different story out of it, or they create a continuation, or just, I don't know, just like something different is probably what is going to be needed for this in order for it to work. So I think it's possible that Watanabe just wants to keep his fingers out of it, so that way he can just see how it develops from like start to finish, and just let the film creators on this one just or just do something different, basically, is like what I'm thinking is his thought process. That's just a guess.
Right. The thing is, though, from my perspective, I think it would just be better if Watanabe was involved right away from the get-go. It would just be a more comforting thing from my point of view, that he'd be communicating with them. And maybe the fact that they aren't communicating doesn't mean that he's not involved, but it means that he's not as involved as the fan base would like it to.
Yeah, that just means he hasn't talked to the.
That's the worriness.
That just means that he hasn't talked to the actor. Like, or sometimes, like, the writers don't always like directly talk to the actors. The first person between, or like the people between actors and writers are directors. So like those are the two. So like directors interact with everybody the most because they're the ones like spearheading the projects. And so, like, a writer is not always going to, like, directly be speaking with one of the actors. So that, or I mean, that's, like, one of the possibilities, but it is a little strange to think that Watanabe has, or, like, there's no report on whether or not Watanabe has talked to anybody, necessarily.
Exactly.
Like, I think it's more concerning that it's more concerning that he hasn't talked, that nobody has said, like, oh, Watanabe talked to, like, one of the directors or something like that. Like, at least talking to a director, you would have a little bit more ease that way. But if just one of the actors doesn't get the chance to talk to him, that's not as concerning to me.
In due time, we will find out. One thing I did like about this interview, though, is that John Cho recognized that Cowboy Bebop is a strange series, and he wants to keep the strangeness, you know? And that was a bit of, okay, good. At least he understands what's going on here. So, and the fact, I mean,
as much as he can say in like a 5-minute interview, you know,
not even like 2 minutes. And if you watch it on times 2 speed, it's 1 minute, Kyo. Did you know that?
I wouldn't have guessed. Jaian.
All right, that's all I wanted to say on that video.
All right, next.
Let's go to the next. Yes,
next
please,
thing.
I'm sorry.
Didn't we finally figure out what the release date is for this one?
I'm warming up to that, Kyo.
Okay. I'm just trying to jump into the next subject.
Yes, actually, I think that's basically the next subject. Because we had a really complete article from moosegazette.net, which is absolutely 100% Canadian. And basically they have like a Wikipedia page of just different sections of their article, and it was really well organized. So I'll obviously links to everything in the description of the podcast, guys. So when they asked what is the production status of Cowboy Bebop Season 1, the official production status was said that it was going to be delayed for 7 to 9 months. And then he was also mentioning how John Cho posted on Instagram in November 2019 that how he's on the mend. So... And then they go on to say a bit more that as of December 2019, the series is now scheduled to start filming in July 2020, according to Production Weekly, with filming taking place in Auckland, New Zealand, and South Africa. In addition, we know the series is using the working title of Jazz Band. So jazz influences as well.
Oh,
so
good.
that's basically... That's when the filming is going to be occurring, and then when is the release date was another point, and to that they said our previous prediction was the second quarter of 2020, but basically the potential release at this point we're estimating fall 2021. So we have a whole year, almost 2 years of this.
How 2 years? Or that's only like what, about a year and a half from now?
Yeah, well, the fall, for me, fall is end of the year of 2021, and we just started 2021.
Yeah.
2020, so you see what I mean? So at least 18 months for sure.
Yeah.
18 months is a safe bet. So how do you feel about all of that? Just everything that I just explained.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a decent time frame. I mean, normally we get about like almost 2 years advance notice on this sort of thing, and this is pretty close to 2 years, but honestly, it just tells me that they're just gonna take their time and let John heal and probably get, or like I said last time, I think they're just gonna try to get him through the scenes where there's not as much like physical activity that's required of him. Hopefully, I mean, or what stage of production did they say they were in right now?
I think they're gonna start filming.
Oh, you said they're gonna start filming
quarter.
in when this year? July.
The second quarter. The second quarter of 2020. I think that means, if we take it by quarters, 3 months. So I mean, January, February, March, April, May. They're gonna start filming in April, May.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that should give them plenty of time to get done what they need to get done. I hope.
Yeah, and another interesting piece of information that this was something we could have, how can I say, deduced from the beginning, but this is described as a mini series, meaning that I don't think a second season is gonna occur. I think we're gonna pack in.
But
everything.
what Netflix what Netflix seems to do is like they produce their first season, see how it does after a couple months or so, and then they decide if they want to do their next season, because like people can binge through Netflix stuff in like maybe a day and a half usually, because I like watch Dark Crystal within like 2 days. So the feedback on it is instantaneous. Like if you get like a high view count and enough like stars, like I miss when Netflix used to let you do like reviews and you could actually give your thoughts on stuff. But anyway, I guess there's a possibility for a second season, but if they're just going to do a miniseries, I think that might be just their best call.
I agree. I think the miniseries is going to be enough.
Because if they did a second season, they would probably, because like if they did a second season, what was there, like 26 episodes of Bebop?
Yep. Plus the movie.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like they would have a lot of material to work with, but like, what's the point of like doing the whole thing if we've already seen it?
Fair enough. Yeah, that's a good point. So I think we're gonna stick with this miniseries here. And then the other little piece of information I came across on Twitter, there's actually a Cowboy Bebop Twitter account at Cowboy Bebop, and I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because I didn't know it existed. It has not even 3,000 followers. Like I have more followers than this Cowboy Bebop account right now. Like that shouldn't be the case. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
that should not be a thing.
Hey, it's verified, right?
Yeah, that's fair. All right, little bit of shade.
Throwing shade.
I like it, but yeah, I like it. But in all seriousness, I think this Twitter account might be posting information about the live action, because I mean it's been active for quite a while, but I mean
it was made only in 2018, and they have like maybe 9 posts on that Twitter account
as of recording.
Yeah.
As of recording. Yeah.
As of recording, yeah. But I mean, I would really love it if Netflix could like tweet out pictures or something like that, because everybody follows like a Netflix Twitter account, or at least lots of people do. I mean, I would love it if like they gave us updates somewhere. It'd be nice to like know what's going on, because like Netflix is really bad at like keeping people up to date. They're just like, here's the release date. Then like 2 days before it comes out, they're like, okay, it's coming to Netflix. So like, okay, but what happened in like the long gap between like when you said it was coming out and when it did come out? Like we didn't get any updates. So they're kind of good at keeping us in the dark until the release dates.
If it weren't for moosegazette.net, man, we'd be in the dark.
That's true.
Okay, so we have some audience questions, and let's just get to them. We have 4, and they're actually really good questions. Yeah. I like them.
Mind if I ask?
First question.
Mind if I answer them or ask the questions? Okay,
yes,
so
please,
from Mr. Joe Lander, if you could cast Spike, who would you have put in this role and why? So, like, if you were to replace John Cho, who would you pick personally? I don't know how you are on like actors. I'm not very good on like physical actors either.
I'm not versed on actors, but we could make this a meme really quickly. You know, like how about Zac Efron?
No.
No, that's horrible.
You want Nate Wolf? Do you want Nat Wolf as as Spike?
I literally was about to say anyone but Nat Wolf. I was about to say that. I literally was. Oh man, I don't know. I think John Cho's just a solid pick for that.
I don't know. Or there was rumors a few years back, like in early 2000, of like Keanu Reeves. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. There was rumors that he was going to be in like a live action Bebop movie, but then there was no follow up on that. It was just a rumor. Honestly, I would have loved to see if he portrayed it. I mean, especially now he's gotten much more popular and he's a much better actor than he used to be.
Keanu Reeves will be a good one.
He would
I've
be an
been watching a lot
interesting
of
pick, but
Friends
I'm not
lately.
saying I don't want to see John Cho because I'm already too curious to see what he's gonna bring to it.
I don't know why, but for some reason, Matt LeBlanc, the guy who plays Joey Tribbiani
Really?
in Friends, I don't know why.
I think that's just in your head, man. I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's just
literally
because the
in my
name's
head.
in your
But
head, honestly. But
yeah, 100%,
but
100%.
yeah, I guess that's our answer on that one.
For sure. All right.
Next
Next
one
question
is from Fluency Tio. Tio,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead. You know what? You ask the questions. You ask the
Yeah.
questions. Go ahead.
What part of the show do you think they will cut out since it will be 10 episodes? I guess they're just
That's
asking like
really
what
good.
what do you think they're actually gonna do for the show? Because that's that's a little less than a half of what the actual show is. And you did say it was a
Right.
mini series.
That's fair. I mean, 10 episodes is pretty short.
Yeah.
So, what are they cutting out? I have
Something tells me that they might cut out like any of the episodes that have like long going storylines. Like some episodes would have like, or like 2 or 3 episodes would have like an interconnected plot. Like maybe they'll just make one.
Yes.
Maybe they'll just make one long plot for the whole 10 episodes, and then that'll be like the beginning, middle, and end of it. So they might. I think they'll probably honestly just create their own thing. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
The thing is, I really think that they're gonna not include the movie.
I really
think
hope
that's gonna
they
be a
don't. And personally, I hate to say it, I haven't seen the movie.
You need. Yeah,
need
I
to
was
see
thinking we
it.
should actually do a podcast.
I
on
would
the
love
movie.
to do a podcast on
Yeah.
the movie. I just need to find out where I can watch it.
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, the movie it's really the last point where the gang is still all together before everything splits apart.
Right.
And it was really well received, and the villain in there is really good too. So it would be cool to borrow from that, but at the same time, if it's a miniseries and you don't want to include the movie, you shouldn't even consider it. You know what I mean? So I think the movie's definitely not going to be a part of it. So that's what I think.
Okay. So you think you don't think that they're gonna? Do you think that they're gonna cut anything out from the show? Like, what do you think that they would cut? Do you think they would
from the
just
show?
Yeah, or like that's what the first question was, or the second question was.
Yeah, I guess I don't know about the whole cassette thing. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I know John Cho mentioned it in his interview as like one of his favorite episodes, but at the same time,
That's
like,
one of my favorite episodes too,
better-
though. Honestly.
No, I like it, but I don't see the beta tape, especially where like we're in 2020. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see it happening.
It
that's
dates
what I
itself. It dates itself a lot, but it's still. But like in the show, it's kind of it's a nice time capsule now, or at least for those of us who know what that is.
Sure.
But yeah.
Yes.
All right. Next question then.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. B Ling, do you think they will create new music for the series that is not part of the original soundtrack, or do you think they will keep the original soundtrack?
I think they're gonna make new music, especially with a title, working title, rumored title, whatever you want to call it, called Jazz Band. I'm sure we're gonna hear a bunch of new jazz music just for this. There's no way Netflix isn't gonna hire a composer
Like
and an orchestrator and everything.
Yeah, Bebop used to be on Netflix for a short time, and it must have gotten a lot of views back then. So I'm thinking like the people at Netflix must know that you've got to keep some of the music, or at the very least, if you don't keep the theme song, you're probably gonna have some riots in the street.
I think they should get Yoko Kanno to do the music for this.
It would be nice to have her at least as a consultant.
Yeah, but
at the very least,
I'm
I'm just saying, like, at the very least. But I mean, if you could have her, obviously you would want her. But you know,
yeah, I think it would just help with everything that's I know an adaptation is obviously an adaptation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if we're getting, I know that Watanabe is involved to a certain degree. Obviously not communicating with the actors.
Yeah.
But Yoko Kanno would be a great addition. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think last time we said like it would be cool to have them work with what was the musician's name? I didn't quite catch it.
Yoko Kanno.
Yoko Kanno. Yeah.
Yeah. The composer.
I think you said last time that it would be cool if they like made new music with her, like if they collaborated with her.
Oh yes, 100%, 100%. That would be gorgeous.
Yeah. All right, and I think you already kind of covered the last one and I'll just go over it real quick. Wes Bailey, I would love to see them take from the Bebop movie for this live action, do you think they will take some inspiration from the film?
No, I don't think so.
I can't really
I would
answer
like
that
to.
either because I haven't seen it.
I think if they did, it would not be a bad idea because it's a great film. It has great. I don't want to spoil. I'm talking to a guy who hasn't seen it. I can't go too deep, you know. So I think it would be really cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen because 10 episodes miniseries. You know, like we have a crunch amount of time and we have to concisely place all of this storyline together to give a flowing, amazing product. So I don't think it's gonna be the case. I would love to, but it's not gonna be the case. I think.
I mean, I'm assuming that the story is like it's like an hour and a half movie. You can't take a whole lot out of that, can you? And make it into like an episode.
I'm sure you could. But
You would probably have to split. You would probably have to split that into like 3 episodes because it's an hour and a half, and that's like 3 episodes worth of material.
True. But it would be. It's just such a good movie.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to be everything on the questions. I think we've got all the updates down too. So, Kyo, when do you expect? I want to make a prediction with you. When do you expect we're going to do another update when we have enough relevant information?
Was I right last time? What did I predict last time? Because I haven't listened back to that podcast.
I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember personally.
Oh, well. I'm thinking maybe my earliest guess is going to be May of this year.
That's what I was going to say. I was literally thinking May 2020. You know what? Okay, fine. April 2020. I'll give you a month.
Fine. I'll make it better. I'll say June when they actually start filming.
Okay, so I'm
you can say okay. Well, you can say May if you want to.
Nah, I'm.
All right, fine. You can be April and I'll be June.
Okay, so who's gonna be May?
I don't want to start with you today.
I'm kidding. All right, so with everything we've just said, I hope you guys enjoyed the update. So, Kyo, please let us know where we can find you online. What's your life about? When's your vlog coming out? You know, okay, go ahead.
Huh? I don't have a vlog.
Not yet? No, I'm kidding.
If I did, I've neglected it for a long time. Anyway, you guys can find me just about anywhere online. You can find me on Ko-fi, DeviantArt, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Oh, right. I also opened up a Newgrounds account. I'm going to try and do some more animation, so I'm going to be posting there fairly soon. I've got a little clip that I'm working on. But anyway, all my links are just at GoProKyo. You can literally just find my YouTube channel, and I'll have links to everything. So that's it for me. Jaian, where can I find you? Aside from here.
You can find me on JaianMusic.com, my website.
Yeah.
And then if you guys enjoyed this podcast, probably the best idea if you want to have updates about these episodes is to go on Facebook.com/AnimePodcasters. And it's a podcast series I do. So this is an anime podcast as well. So
we recorded one yesterday night, or at least in our time frame.
Yes, we did.
And that was fun.
Yes, we did, and it's literally uploading as I'm recording this. I'm multitasking my life
How are
right
you
now.
getting so fast at these?
I just do it.
Dude.
And then you can follow me on Twitter at JaianMusic. My Facebook page is facebook.com/JaianMusic. I have a Discord server. Come and join that. And you know what? You might as well subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/.
You might as well. You might as well if you're already here, you know?
Yeah, basically. All right. For myself, for GoProKyo, we will see you in the next episode of the Cowboy Bebop update. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.